Aloha everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, intuitive soul alignment coach here. I wanted to share with you guys some new insights, some new inspirations to also kind of help you in your ways of getting into alignment to your soul, and the steps that you can take in order to really do your purpose, to be a bigger impact, and to really do what you love to do. So if you're just listening in or listening to the replay, please do share with me like where you're listening from, and what are any of your concerns that you may be having with this topic that I'll be talking about today. So today's topic, I actually want to talk about like why actually creating and shifting your money mindsets has a lot to do with actually aligning to your soul, and actually how being present in your relationships actually makes you bigger money. Hi Takia. And it actually is really cool to understand the depth of this. So I'm going to kind of share a little bit about some background, also just some personal examples too, as to why this actually this shift that you make in your relationships actually makes you more money, makes you feel more supported, and it's really actually not what you think it is. So this idea that our life and business is separate, or what we do on our daily lives, or the way our soul is, and our spirituality and our business and everything is all separate. It's not. And this is the thing that I think people are really afraid of, is to actually to embody that belief that actually life and business is simple and can be simple. So I want to talk about this because I've been seeing a lot of people getting divorces, or really struggling in their relationships, and they may not even be making money, or things aren't going right, health is failing, and all of these stuff, right? All of these has a lot to do with aligning to your soul, and actually money mindset issues that are much more deeper. And it's just manifesting in your relationships and manifesting in your everyday engagement with people, whether it's strangers or your audience or whoever you're working with in your daily life. So yeah, if you just jump on in, just say hello, just so I know you're there. I know it doesn't always show who's listening in, but I do love to hear from you, and any comments that you want to share about your life experiences, please do feel free to share while I'm talking about this topic. So one of the biggest things that I'm seeing is people are not really working on four major things of mindset work, which actually is spiritual mindset, success mindset, self-love mindset, and money mindset. So today I'm going to talk about the subject of money mindset, because if I speak about all four of those things, you guys are going to be with me all day. So today I'm talking about this idea about how you're being present in your relationships actually make you bigger money, right? And really what you can do in order to shift that. So the first mindset that you need to actually shift, the biggest one, which is your family is your asset, your greatest asset, really. When you actually change your belief that actually your relationships and the people who you're around and people who love you, that they actually are an asset to you, not like not something that is difficult, that creates chaos, that makes your whole world go wrong in the wrong direction. When you have that mindset that actually your relationships actually don't support you, and you actually create circumstances where it doesn't support you, right? These are all manifesting because you're having actually deeper money relationship with your money problems that are much deeper, that goes back probably into your childhood, right? So obviously it goes into every time when you wanted something, your mom or your father always said, oh no, we don't have money for that. Oh no, you can't do this. Oh no, we can't do that, right? So underneath it as to why you're not receiving, right, back in return, is because, again, you don't feel like you're deserving of that, or you're not supported in some way. So remember now, when you are present in your relationships, right, you're actually saying to yourself that my relationships is my greatest asset, that they are actually supportive, and that money will come in levels of abundance that you could, cannot even fathom, right? Hi, Lamorla. Hi, Kyla, if you guys are still on. Right, Takia says that's challenging, but how the heck you do that? When the people around you are money hoarder and practice poor money habits, and you talk all this crap you don't believe. Yeah, so one of the things is that there's a reason why you create more people who actually pull money away from you, right? It has a lot to do with that self-love and that self-acceptance, and that you're deserving of receiving the money and keeping the damn money, right? So there's something about your mindset, about the way that you think about money, that money is just going to go out the water, right? Just going to go out the door. As soon as you make money, money goes away, right? So if you can shift that mindset to believe that money is actually going to come with me in flows, and that, again, you're going to be so happy that the money is for you, and it's not for like your 10 other brothers and sisters, right? Whoever wants money from you, right? Whether it's your family or friends, you know, money really should be for you, right? Tikia says, yes, keep the damn money. That's the biggest shift that you need to make. That the first step is to realize, again, your family is your greatest asset. They support you 100%, that they're not going to take your money. They're not going to ask you 10 billion questions, right, as to why you can't have your money and your success and, you know, everything that comes with having money, right? Money, again, is freedom, right? So if you receive more money, you're receiving more time and freedom for yourself to spend on the things that you love, right? To spend on things that really mean and matter to you, right? So the first step is to realize that, oh my God, like, I don't have this mindset yet, that I don't think my family is my greatest asset. And when you do, oh my God, like, money starts flowing more. So the reason I'm talking about this subject, because I had a really big shift in my belief about my family is my greatest asset. And because I always had, like, whether it was like my husband or my brother or my sister or my mom or somebody was always asking me for money. And I was just like, why is it that as soon as I make money, it seems like other people want it, or other things needs to go to a certain expense, right? Like we have to pay for our the shocks of our car and things like that. Like all of this shit started to happen. And I wanted to just, you know, like change that habit. Like, okay, I made more money. So now the money is for me. It's going to be for my health. It's going to be for the things I want to do, right? And yeah, like having a toxic person in your life is going to create that, that feeling not supported, right? So what I actually did was, I changed the way that I engaged with my husband and my money. I said, you know, yeah, my health isn't so great. I want to spend more money on these specific things that I never would spend money on. You know, go to an acupuncturist, go get a massage, go, you know, read things about Facebook ads, or like things that is going to create more money for me, right? I was thinking about all of these things. And what the funny thing was, the more I did that, the more my husband or my son, they were like, no, I want to spend money on my trampoline, because my son wants a trampoline, or my husband wants his boat, or something else. Like they kept like pulling right at me. I want this one, right? As soon as I say, no, I want to feel supported, right? I want to feel supported. I want to buy something for me. So I practiced this. I actually did this on purpose. I actually, you know, got a massage, and because I don't get a massage very often, and I did it randomly. And I asked my husband for a massage. I asked, like, the people who actually usually take money from me or take something from me, I asked them to give that to me, right? Rather than waiting for them to take it from me, I would say, no, like, give me this instead. And the funny thing was, as soon as I did that, like, I actually received more. I actually received more money coming in. It was really interesting. And so I switched that again. Like I said, that first step, right, is again, seeing that your family is your greatest asset. So I was like, hell yeah, if my family is my greatest asset, I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to ask to get certain things that I know that I need all the time, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to book me a massage. I'm going to get a pedicure. I'm going to, like, small little things, but also bigger things, like investing in a coach, investing in writing my book, right? Investing in things that made me feel like I will get more money and I will feel more supported, that my family will give me more. And I actually asked my family to give me more. I told my son, like, if you want your trampoline, then you're going to need to, you know, do your schoolwork, and your schoolwork, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And like, just talking from the sense of what am I getting in return, and how is that going to help that person, right, to be more responsible for them, be more responsible for what they need, right? On top of not expecting me to give all the money to them, but that they are going to be there supporting me and not asking me for, you know, that me to fix their problem or stuff like that. So that's that second step, is actually ask people and talk to people, and look at wherever the holes that you have in your life, where you lost connection to your family or to that person for some particular reason, right? Because usually when people ask you for money in some way, they have a hole in their life, so they want you to fill in that hole, right? So this is where you need to look at where in your life that you don't have some form of asset that really should make you feel more supported, right? So, and talk about it, like communicate that with your spouse, right? Talk about where there's holes in your life that doesn't feel like you are connected to each other. Because I can tell you the reason why people ask you for money is because they just want to feel connected to you in some way. So they ask you for something more tangible, which is give me $5, right? Give me the trampoline, right? Whatever, because they're just so used to taking it from you, right? So why not you give them something, right, that not necessarily has to be in money form, but can be in abundance form, right? So think about that, where in your life or in your business where there's any of these holes, and then fill those holes where there's some lack of connection. So when, like I said, whenever there is some lack somewhere in your money, and in your relationships, all it is you just need to give some form of connection to that person, or love, or attention, or something, right? And the funny thing is, as soon as you give it to them, they stop asking you for money, or they stop asking you for all kinds of crazy stuff, right? And when you know why that is, you will start to feel more supported, right? Because remember, your relationships is the exact reciprocal, right, of money. Because if you have money, and that will definitely affect your relationship, right? If you are having troubles in your relationship, that's exactly will affect the amount of money that will flow to you, right? They coincide together. So the way you think about your relationship and your money, and your relationship with your money, and relationship in general, right, with the people that you love, that connection, that spiritual connection, is the key to keeping everything in order and feeling more in alignment and supported. Okay, so that's the second step, right? Talk about and seeing where there are holes in your life and your business that's not feeling good, right? And then create a better connection, even better than money itself, right? Or something tangible, because the most valuable things are just a hug, right? Or a kiss, or saying I'm sorry, or saying thank you, right? But from the heart. No money can buy that. So when you see money as a way of, yeah, my family is my greatest asset, right? And that I am creating support in many different forms, right? Then you'll feel more happy, right? And more supported, right? Then the third step is, really be ready to say, I was wrong and I'm sorry. So a lot of the times why I think like money goes out the door, or, you don't feel connected, right? Is underlining that is somebody did something wrong, right? So like, let's say, you need to buy something for your son or your daughter, and maybe there was some kind of weird communication that you had between your son and daughter. And so they said, I want money, I want this, right? I want that. And they're taking energy from you, right? They're finding a way to take energy from you. Sometimes it's just your fault, and sometimes it's your kid's fault, right? And you have to create a clear boundary, right, as to why things are the way they is, why you made up these rules, why you engage in that way, right? Because again, there's some kind of connection that is lacking. There's some kind of hole that needs to get filled, and the only way you can fill it, right, is either through love and connection, right, or through making money, right? So if you're not having freedom and you're living in your head, right, and you say, I'm very abundant in everything in my life, but I'm not making money, then go make money, right? If you're making lots of money, but you're not feeling abundant in your relationship, and everybody doesn't say I love you, and you don't have that connection, then go fix that connection. Go fix that love and connection that you need in order to feel supported, okay? So I know I talked about like 3 major things, 3 major steps, but I wanted you to realize that this all has to do with being present in your relationships. It has everything to do with how you speak to them, how you share your knowledge with them, how you speak your truth to them, right? Is being that mindset is why you're not present with them is because of all of these past experiences regarding how people share their money, how they help you and support you, right? And so this is why you're not being present, right? Why you're not being present in your relationships, right? Because you don't feel supported, you don't feel connected, you're not feeling the love, and nobody's really saying I'm sorry or thank you or something like that, right? Why is that? So I want you to make a list of where in your life that there are in many holes, right? Regarding why you don't feel supported, why you're not seeing that your family is your greatest asset, right? And where do people need to change? And the truth is, you can't really change somebody that, of course, always asks you for money or whatever, right? But you can change the way that you give it to them by either love, right? Or filling in the gap where they need help, right? Or is it just giving them money, right? Well, what is it? Because you don't want to get to a place where there's nothing left for you, right? You want to have way more money, way more time, way more energy, good health, right? Feeling happy, feeling fulfilled, right? That you are getting the things that you need. And ultimately, that goes back down to support, right? Kia says, it's really because I don't feel like hearing them cry a river. Well, when people cry a river, it's because they feel disempowered some way. And so they just want to talk their story out. And sometimes you shouldn't really listen to their story, right? About why I'm broke, why I need this, why I need that. And you don't want to take on their responsibilities. You want them to be more responsible for theirs, right? So there's a way of creating a boundary, right? So that you are not giving so much of yours, how do I say it? Like knowing the difference between what's yours and what's theirs, right? Their responsibility They need to take responsibility to create their own freedom, their own life, their own greatest assets, right? They're not creating it, so they expect you to give it to them, right? It says, but I'd be so afraid for my subconscious picking up my mom's stuff, especially. She speaks 90% lack, 10% prosperous. Yeah, so she needs to shift her mindset, right, about lack and abundance. Oh, this is a real good subject to talk about. It's probably a whole nother live stream. But that is one of the key reasons why that person always has this, problems with their money or their freedom or their time or things like that, is this difference between lack and abundance, right? So when you're on one spectrum where you're expecting abundance all the time and you're not actually doing the work to get there, right, then you're actually going to create lack. Or you're working your ass off, right, and you're not getting paid, right? You're sacrificing yourself. You're creating lack in some form, right? So again, it comes back down to being present in your relationships so that your family is your greatest asset, so that you can find where the holes is, where there's a lack of communication, a lack of connection between your family or your friends or whoever it is, right? Find out where those holes are. And 3, be ready to be wrong, that maybe you're sorry or maybe that they need to be sorry, right? Because sometimes they don't even realize that they're taking from you. And sometimes that boundary needs to be set, and you just, don't, like Takia said, don't listen to their crap and let them be more responsible, right? So you can only do what's your job. And knowing what your job is, right, in being present for them for the right purposes, right? There's a reason why that's not happening. So Takia says she believes that this is just how I am. I feel like, Lord, please move me. I have to get the hell out of here. And my guy, he's always counting what's going on out rather than paying attention to what comes in, so he can be in the receiving mode. I tell him. He knows, but he just reverts back to, I'm going to run out. Right. That's another really important thing, is your family or your friends needs to remove that mindset or that mentality of lack, that everything is just going to go to shit, right? If I make more money, or it doesn't even matter, right? If you make more money or no money, either way it's lack. And 90% of the population, I think, lives like that, right? In lack mentality. So you only can do what's your job, right? Be present in your relationships, actually realize your family's your greatest asset, and actually you need to have them all on the same page with you. That's the only way that it's going to work, is that your family, your friends, everybody who you're with, they need to learn how important it is that your relationship with each other is not based on money, not based on sex, not based on something, that's just tangible, right? We want to make sure that what you create together is based on love and connection that's priceless, that you support each other 100%, that you can say sorry and not feel like they're going to attack you in some way, right? So that's why it's important to create relationships that really they are your greatest asset. And sometimes it's just about removing yourself from these people. Because obviously, you can't change your mother or your spouse. Sometimes you just engage with them less. Because they're going to tell their story, the bad lack story, either way, right? Because that's their job, is to change their money mindset, their success mindset, their self-love mindset, right? Their mindset issues, they need to fix, not you. So the faster you are able to fix your mindsets and change your level of success, right? Your money mindsets, right? That's going to affect 7 generations before you. So it's better just to focus on what you know you can do. And this is where discernment comes in. Knowing what's mine and what's theirs, right? Knowing what is mine to do and what is theirs to do, because you cannot do theirs. You can only do so much. Mostly you only can do yours, okay? So I want you guys to think about that. Where in your life you're not being present in your relationships, and why that's not making you money is because you have this, again, this core belief that your family is not your greatest asset, that it doesn't support you, that it doesn't create, abundance for you. When you change that mindset, my family is my greatest asset, they, truly support me 100% in everything I do, especially about making money, by the way. Surround yourself by those key people, and I think you'll see a big shift in your life and your business, right? Because somebody has to be wrong. Somebody needs to change, whether it's you or yourself or your spouse or your friends or whoever it is that's not completely in alignment, right, with you. Where is those holes? Where do you need to change that mindset so you can have all the abundance? So if you guys were listening, didn't listen from the beginning, you just jumped on in, I actually talked a lot about this subject in the beginning about your family's greatest asset. So make sure you listen from the beginning. So this is why actually I'm talking about this, because this has a lot to do with really aligning to your soul, really aligning to your soul's superpower and really activating it. Because when you activate your superpower, money, abundance come in many, many forms. And so this is why I created my 8-week Mastering Your Soul's Gift programs, all meant to help you to see where you want to go, what kind of money mindset, self-love mindset, spiritual mindset, all these mindset tools that you're going to need in order to receive that. And so I'm actually going to create another webinar at the end of this week, probably on Sunday, and next week Thursday I'm going to create a webinar. I haven't solidified everything, but I want to talk about this subject, because being present in your relationships actually makes you a lot more money. It makes you a lot more abundance in various forms. And I think that people are not receiving what they feel they really deserve because of these deeper mindset issues that are going on that you're not even aware of. So when you actually start taking strategic, specific aligned actions to your superpower and to your soul, to the way your soul is designed, all of these forms of abundance will flow to you, right? And like I said, when you start to believe that your family is your greatest asset, your life will change tremendously. I actually did this past month, and I noticed that I'm making more money than I did than when I wasn't really focusing on being present in my relationships. Because like I said, there's something that is lacking, some connection between you and your spouse or your family, whoever you engage with every day. And when that hole is filled, you not only will receive the benefits, right? Because obviously they want to stop maybe asking money from you or whatever it is that they ask for you. And actually you will feel more supported. Because when you feel more supported, you make more money. When you feel more love and connection, you make more money, right? It's so important that you feel empowered and you feel inspired, and you're taking that aligned action from a place from your heart, right? Not because somebody told you need to do it, or because you need to make that money or things like that, right? It's not going to serve you. So anyway, if you guys haven't opted into my quiz, it's the Discover Your Business Superpower Quiz. Please do go to my website at www.LeimomiKeliikuli.com, and again, my 8-week Mastering Soul's Gift program is totally there. And also, if you just feel like you need some specific help, feel free to reach out to me. We can jump on a call and see if there's anything that I could do for you, and see where you can go to make you shift your mindset so you can be more present in your relationship and to really believe that your family is your greatest asset. All right, so if you guys want to know more about this, feel free to reach out to me. But otherwise, if you want to know more about my webinar, just say, yes at the bottom of the comments. And then when I have it all ready, I'm going to reach out to you and let you guys know when the webinar will be. All right. So you guys all have a beautiful day. Aloha.